So you pull up to the scene, there's metal chunks from the car and glass from the car scattered all over the road. You see stains of blood and screams coming from one of the cars. But from the other car, you hear silence, not a sound. Off in the distance, you can hear the sirens of ambulances and police and fire trucks rushing their way to the scene. You see the ambulance members, so the EMT and EMRs, you see them walk up to the car and quickly turn their heads, and you know something's wrong. Eventually you hear the police call for the coroner, and then you see bodies being carried out in body bags. All this is a result from texting and driving. And texting and driving is being more and more of a common issue nowadays from the new technology and the phones that we have out nowadays. And just because of this technology doesn't mean that you should text and drive. Texting and driving needs to be stopped, and it needs to be stopped now. Texting and driving can lead to minor accidents all the way up to fatal accidents. Eventually you're going to run into trouble with the law, and you're going to possibly face jail time. It's things you don't want to do. But texting and driving can be prevented very easily. Every year there's 1.6 million car crashes just from texting and driving alone. And 1 out of every 4 car crashes across the United States are caused from texting and driving. Now, from these crashes, every day, 9 people are killed. Now, that could be on any given day a family member, a friend, or even yourself. So it's very important that you put the phone down while you're driving and focus while you're driving, and to spread this message and let your friends and family know just to put down the phone when they're driving and pay attention to what they're doing. Eventually, if you keep texting and driving, you're going to run into trouble with the law. And hopefully you run into trouble with the law before a serious accident could happen. Because they're essentially, yes, you will get fined for texting and driving, but they're essentially looking out for your life and the lives of others. Now, here in Kentucky, if you get caught texting and driving, your first offense penalty, your fine is going to be $25. Now, if you recommit this crime, your penalty, your fine is going to be bumped up to $50. Now, it may not seem like a lot to some, but if you keep repeating this process and keep getting caught texting and driving, eventually it could lead to some serious jail time, because they don't want to keep putting you back on the road knowing you're going to be texting and driving. But it's extremely dangerous. If you're texting and driving and you cause a wreck and you end up killing that person, then the law is going to be very harsh on you in that situation. You're going to get charged with vehicular homicide, and you could face life in prison all over one text. One text could ruin your entire life, or kill yourself, or kill others. And that's something you definitely don't want in your life. So texting and driving needs to be stopped, not only to prevent your crashes, but also to keep you out of trouble from the law. It'll just make your life a lot easier. Now, there's several different ways that you can prevent texting and driving. It's very easy. A simple one is to simply just turn your phone off. That way, it will not ring, it will not buzz, and there's no way it could distract you. The best thing to do is to turn your phone off and put it in the glove box. So that way, if it's in your pocket and it slides out, you're not trying to scurry around and try to find it and whatever. That way it's out of sight, out of mind, it's not going to ring, it's not going to buzz, and you can focus solely on driving. Now, there's also other ways by simply putting your phone on silent. If there's something going on where you need to have access to your phone, then you can leave your phone on silent. That way it won't ring or buzz. But when you come to a traffic stop, at a red light, or you're stuck in traffic for a minute, you can check your phone. But as soon as you start moving, put the phone down and then focus on driving. Another thing that's good with today's technology, especially in newer vehicles, is the Bluetooth technology. This will allow you to hook your phone up to your car, so while you're driving, if you receive a text or a call, it will come through your car radio. So this way you can hear your text messages or make your phone calls and receive phone calls without ever taking your hands off the steering wheel and without ever looking down at your phone or taking your mind and eyes off the road. You definitely want to stay focused while you're driving, and you don't ever want to text and drive. It's very dangerous and could eventually take your life or put you in jail for a very long time. These are things you really do not want. So texting and driving needs to be stopped immediately. Eventually, you could end up in a body bag. That could be you in that wreck. So put the phone down when you're driving and just focus on driving alone. It could save your life or others. Thank you.